This is a disclaimer. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We're not insiders. We don't work with or for any pro wrestling companies. We're not pro wrestlers, nor have we ever been. We are not backstage at pro wrestling shows, nor are we getting any dirt from anybody backstage at pro wrestling shows. We watch pro wrestling shows, and then we talk about them, because we're pro wrestling fans. And chances are, if you're watching or listening to this show, so are you. And by the way, Tony doesn't know you. Vince doesn't know you. Hunter doesn't know you. Hunter's name isn't even Hunter. It's fucking Paul. Get a grip. Watch your mouth. This is the Ringside Club.
This is Brian H. Waters here with the Ringside Club. And the intro survey today is, does Trick Williams have a higher ceiling than Carmelo Hayes? Did you see the crowd reaction to whoop that Trick? Does he have a higher ceiling in the WWE?
I'm going to go ahead, just for the record, and say yeah.
I'm going to agree with you there. I say yes as well.
I'm going to say yeah, just for what WWE is looking for. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say yeah, because that reaction, win and lose, whoop that Trick.
We got the write-in question answer, pardon me, from Bug, who's on assignment right now. He's also going. He broke it down. Currently, from a crowd participation standpoint, he says Trick, but future potential, he's going to go with Melo. Let's start the show.
Peace to the gods, the Ringside Club pod. My name is A.O. Say you're the Ron and Don. Blame Boogie while you at it, blame Chad Law. K-Fave is dead, break the fourth wall. Whatever style, whether it's lucha or strong style. Come through the beam, you fly, burn the bar down. Back to the pad, chop it up for the par. Ringside Club, intro to the squad as the show starts.
Peace, 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 peace. You know how it goes. Peace to the gods, of course, peace to the earths, like we usually do around this time every Thursday night. It's us, the mightiest of the mighty, the RSC, broadcasting live from the Empire Tri-State. It's the Ringside Club, ladies and gentlemen. And before we get into the usual, talking about this past week in pro wrestling, man, I want to let everybody know that they can go to theringsideclub.com. Everything you need to know is at theringsideclub.com, including the merch. You can go ahead and copy you a little hoodie, copy you a tee. You go to partofmyfresh.com, get that exclusively, a little bucket like the one that I happen to have on. All of the past episodes are available. If you don't catch us on air every Thursday night, somewhere within the hour of 9 o'clock, you can definitely catch us on demand. All of the videos, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. The audio, of course, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other podcast platforms. Now, let's introduce our guests and then reintroduce ourselves. First of all, peace to Book, who's out on assignment. But right now, we have a very special guest this week. We have Grapsody podcast co-host, writer for Bleacher Report, many things in the pro wrestling world, pro wrestling landscape, Phil Lindsey. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the Ringside Club.
What up?
Welcome, sir.
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time out, hang out with us. Now, the man to your immediate, I guess that would be your left, the right side of the screen, he happens to be the guy that defeated me this past weekend and is your brand new reigning and defending pay-per-view predictions champion. I give it to you, man. You did all right out here for yourself, young man. Gotta get the Brit theme song. Champ is here. What's good, boy?
CHADLAW is the kid himself, Young Godiva, Chad Law. I'm in the spot right now. And yes, sir, I have indeed brought back home the RSC Predictions Heavyweight Championship. Like I said, John Cena and Ric Flair couldn't get to 16. You know what I'm saying? Without having to lose it a couple of times to get it back. You feel me? I'm over here collecting the belt. I'm still gonna defend it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pull a Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? I'm gonna defend it for Fastlane this coming Saturday or Sunday is this pay per view.
Saturday.
Why am I always notorious for winning the belt? Like y'all, like I really am the Miz of this podcast. Y'all know that. Like I've accepted that. Like I will
Chad
win the belt.
Mizanin.
Chat
I will
Zany.
win the fucking RSC predictions title, and the next week there will be a B level pay per view that I got defended at. And it's cool. It's all right. This is gonna be a bang of a pay per view. I'm excited. I'm in the Gaddafi Gang merch. I know where to go find that at. I really seen it.com. You see my guys in the RSC merch. We 50 some episodes in, and we finally bringing in the guests. You know what I mean? And we bringing in the heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see every episode. We just coming through with some So, you know what I
Word
mean?
up.
Ron, what up? Talk to him. Charlotte Ron, Ronnie Orton.
Yeah,
Randy
Ronnie.
Orton and
Yeah.
Hey, who are you?
Yes, sir.
Let me introduce you to the other Don. Don.
You already know Randy Orton is correct. I am Ron the Don. You catch me at Ron Don PMF on all platforms. You already see the merch, man. See the bucket hat. You already know what it is.
Fuck it, though.
Pass it off to my man and them. What's good?
I don't even want to be too long on the speech, man. I'm a former champion. I don't feel too good about that, but you know where you can find me. Everywhere, 2 letters, 1A, 1O. You already know what time it is, man.
Salute.
Salute to
get
Blame
this.
Boogie as well, out on
Of
assignment right
course.
now.
Oh,
Out on
salute
assignment.
to
God.
Quail Bug, somewhere wherever you at, my brother.
Now, for starters, man, before this is a predictions episode, so we're definitely going to get into some Fastlane talk, a little bit of NXT and AEW dialogue, especially since they have the Tuesday night showdown coming up next week. But we have, like we mentioned, we have a guest here. We got Phil, Grapsody Podcast, Fightful Network, Bleacher Report writer. I just want to, again, extend thanks for being here. And let's just kind of get a little bit of insight on who Phil Lindsey is as a wrestling fan. When did you start watching wrestling, and how did you actually become a wrestling fan?
Probably in the midst of the Attitude Era. Like, I always tell people the thing that got me into wrestling was the magazines. And so I remember the first magazine I saw had Undertaker on the front. It was like Undertaker with like the urn and the purple tie, like old school Taker. And I was like, yo, what is this? Like, what is this from? And that's the thing that got me like hooked into wrestling. That's what got me to start watching.
And how did you actually transition from being that fan that saw that Undertaker magazine? I mean, it makes sense that a magazine would actually have an impact on you, seeing as how you're a writer, now. But how did you actually transition from just being a fan to getting into wrestling media?
Sometimes I'm kind of like, I don't know.
How did I get here?
It just kind of happened.
Bro, you one of them ones, yo. Like when you go on your Twitter, you know what I'm saying? I know you do the Twitter sphere. So like when I see you on Twitter, like you get them reactions where it's like you could say, yo, the Miz smells like Dove soap right now, and everybody will be like in your fucking mentions trying to argue. Nah, yo, you don't smell like Dove soap. Nah, what the fuck, yo? Like, how long did it take you to get to that type of reaction where it was like people are reacting to just like anything going on in the wrestling sphere when you comment on it?
I don't know when that happened. So to answer the first question, when I got started, I want to say about 2018, 2017. So way before Bleacher, way before I was writing anywhere, I had like a blog. I had a personal blog that I would write, and it was probably like maybe 10 people that read it. But it was just kind of a thing that I wrote to just like get like writing out there and have it as an outlet. And at some point I was like, yeah, maybe I should try doing freelance stuff and doing other stuff. And I was like, I enjoy wrestling. So, I mean, like throw my hat out there and see if I can write about it. And shout out to Chris and Ashley. She gave me an opportunity to write about women's wrestling. And that kind of just like ballooned into getting opportunities here and getting opportunities there. Yeah, it's just, that's why like sometimes I'm like, this just kind of happened. It's still not sure how, it went from me just getting an opportunity to write about women's wrestling to then getting to write for Complex and then getting to write for Bleacher Report. But yeah, it's been a cool ride. Podcasting happened somewhere down the road that I'm just kind of like, I don't know why you really want to listen to me on a podcast. I'm just some guy. But it's what it is. The reactions on Twitter, I don't know when that happened. I want to say everybody has that moment when you get past about 5,000 followers where I don't care what you say, how you phrase it, how well you type something, is going to turn into arguments. It's just
Yep.
like, that's why I tell certain people, like, yo, don't ever get past 5,000 followers. It's over. It's over for you.
Clipping it
After.
Now you be
45.
stirring the pot. You definitely be stirring the pot when I open up the Twitter machine and I be
But
like,
I don't intentionally stir the pot. Sometimes I just
I
be,
know. As a Twitter nigga, I understand. Like you are literally just getting your thoughts off, but then it's just like, oh shit, there's more people that are in this community that are focusing on what I'm saying. So if I say something that they might be, they might want to argue in that hour, and now I gotta fucking sit here and have my mentions go up.
what is the whole line when he was talking about Hammer, when he was like, Hammer started dissing him, he was like, man, I don't know what it is about me, but I feel like when I say something, people feel like I really mean it.
Take it as a
So-
diss. It was the
it's
same
so
joint
weird.
with the money phone. It was the same shit happened then. It's like that wasn't a diss. It just wasn't what we do. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, I feel you on that. That's how they feel about me over here on the Ringside Club when it comes to the Japanese wrestling.
it's outlandish.
It is kinda wild,
No,
man.
yeah, no comment.
Yeah, it's
Johnny's
outlandish.
back, man. Y'all about to get back into this debate. He's back on TV this week.
Who's that?
Johnny Gargano, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that because I see they're gonna do what was that last name? What was the last name? Michael Cole Scream DIY. I want to see that. I want seeing that reunion, man. I loved it back.
I'm like torn because I'm like, this is cool, but this thing is like 2 years too late. It's just like they're gonna go after the tag titles, but the tag titles are currently like you can't make me think that Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa need the tag titles more than the Soup Profits. Like I will not buy into them being tag team shaped before the Soup Profits. And it still seems like we have a long way to go even until that point where Soup Profits can have the titles right now. It's Judgment Day era. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking at it like DIY, bad timing. I think they'll just be fodder to Bronson Reed and fucking.
Really?
I don't see this being like. Did you feel? You felt the reaction? I think the reaction showed in the crowd and online that like.
Yeah, I think it looked like a way to get Gargano going again because dude's been out for a minute. So I'll see how it goes. I get what you're coming from, Chad.
It
But
felt like when Nick Wayne main evented Dynamite, and it was just like,
yeah, that was
Like,
weird.
what are we doing here?
what are we doing here? Like, I
Yeah.
think that was just super random. And I do fuck with the fact that they put that title match on Raw because the pay-per-view is already stacked. And I think that match would have got lost in translation. Very good match that Tommaso Ciampa ended up winning the crowd over with. Because I feel like the crowd was just like, who's this bald-headed white guy, man? Like, you know who Ciampa is, but they don't really, come on, you feel like they don't really, you know what I mean? They don't know the black and gold Ciampa. This is still like them trying to find the footworks for him. So just another fucking W for Gunta. That's it.
Yeah, they kind of stayed down there too long, I think. But that was the wrestle for power up there where they were trying to figure out like what's going on. And now that Triple H is at the head of creative, I can see why they're like, yeah, you know, he fucks with us, so we can make this work up here now. But I feel like it's way too late to do this DIY, and I think that it can eventually work. But I think the fan base that was into DIY, it just isn't the same. Like the NXT fan base and the main roster fan base is just not the same.
Two totally different worlds.
You're
Totally
making me
different
think
worlds.
about a topic for a future episode of RSC where it's like, all right, a year into the Triple H regime or 2 years, whatever, we should evaluate like these rehires. Like, what really is going on with Karrion Kross? Like, we haven't really spoken about it because we wanted to let time just kind of go by. But I think this is going to be on the docket.
I mean, there's no better time than now. Like, let's pick apart some of these guys that came. Some people came and left again. You know what I mean? Like,
Yo, not for nothing.
Karrion Kross. We'll start right there. I think him and the DIY parallel, it's almost going to be inevitable 6 months.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. The minute that they started messing with his entrance, because that's really what made Karrion Kross special was the aura, the entrance, and then he's like one of those and then the bell rang type of dudes. But in NXT, because it was a smaller atmosphere, it looked like it was larger than life. And that's one thing that, to date, I think WWE does better than anybody, is once they finally say, all right, this is one of our guys, they make somebody larger than life, and it feels like a big deal. But once they started tweaking with that, and you can kind of see the strings a little bit, it was downhill from there. You know what I mean? And then like a lot of these pushes would stop and start as far as Karrion Kross. Sometimes he's with Scarlett, what's Scarlett, right? And sometimes he's not with Scarlett.
Scarlett, yeah.
So, you know, and I don't think he's bad. Like I think he's serviceable.
I don't think so either.
I actually like Karrion Kross. It's just they started tweaking with him too much.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Until you mentioned Karrion Kross, I forgot he even existed.
That's the problem. Like,
you see right there. Because when was the last time? Because when was the last time you saw him on TV?
Wasn't he on last week?
Karrion Kross? No. Where was he? Was he on last week? No.
Wasn't he? Or maybe I'm mixing it up with that video they put online of him. Wasn't he like backstage watching the John Cena stuff? From like the corner, and they had like the video with it. I think that was
you're right. I think you're right.
It was like a
Karrion Kross, John Cena, or Karrion Kross, LA Knight. Pick your poison.
Yeah. I don't know. Karrion Kross continues to be a mystery to me because when you look at him, just like his silhouette, you're like, this looks like a Fed guy. This looks like a guy that Vince would want to push to the moon because this is his aesthetic. He's big, he's tall, you know, he's got the arm candy and everything.
So put a doofy Gimp mask on him and send him out there.
Yeah, so that's why
that's exactly what they did.
I don't think that worked in the Vince era. I don't think that was. I mean, the Vince era.
It got crazy.
They should just book them the way they did in NXT, and I wish they did that for
a killer. Keep those matches short.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, when he first came back and he was in the world title scenario, I won't say he was in the picture because he never got a match, but I don't know if people remember the first night he came back, he interrupted the Drew and Roman stuff. And I was like, okay, so you're going to fast track this guy to be like a main eventer. And then it just never happened.
Nah, that was one of those Easter eggs that we're supposed to never see again.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
And it's insane because I think he would have played, a good, like he wouldn't have won, but he would have been it would have been an interesting program if you have him in the world title picture real quick. Because Roman is here on top, and Karrion is a guy that I don't think should be, you know, going after Roman. Maybe he starts picking apart. I think Sami Zayn was still part of the bloodline at the time, right?
My prediction is Karrion Kross in the 2024 strange bedfellow tag team with Cameron Grimes to make them do something, or he's going right back, he's going right back to NXT.
And you know what's insane? They're going to make that work if that happens. They will make it work.
All I thought watching SmackDown was like, wow, Cameron Grimes is going to be someone's tag team partner 12 months from now.
He will. Yeah. But yeah, to see the other issue with Karrion Kross is that I don't think that he's a bad wrestler, but he's not good enough to justify a push. Like the thing that I think will work for DIY is those two guys are very good, and I think that when you're a good wrestler, eventually, regardless, it'll get over. And I think those two guys are good enough to make that tag team work. I don't think there's enough interesting about Karrion Kross as an in-ring guy to get some people on board. And then the thing that made Bray, that made him special is even if you want to call him one of those when the bell rings guys, his promos and everything were interesting enough to bring you in. Nothing else Karrion Kross does really hooks you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't hand the microphone to Karrion Kross and be captivated. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to say anything interesting. It's like really once the lights come on, it's not even when the bell rings. Once you turn the lights up, it's like, all right.
Yeah, it was over for him once Adam Cole exposed him. Once he exposed him in that promo, he was done. Like there was nothing you could do to salvage it after that point.
Rough times. I just saw that Adam Cole says he's having 2 surgeries on his ankle.
Yikes.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's going to be out for a minute. He's going to be out for a minute. Phil, Chad and I were live. We were at the Grand Slam joint, and we saw him. Like he just comes down and runs, and then he just drops, stumbles, and then as soon as he popped back up, I was like, nah, he's hurt for real. Because like camera ain't looking at him. We've gone to a commercial break. He's still limping. This doesn't look good. Like he did a lot more than what I thought he should have been doing if he's getting 2 surgeries on that ankle.
Yeah,
like,
you would have thought son did a swanton bomb off the fucking
he just
5 foot He just tripped.
He
And
just,
He
it
just
was
tripped.
crazy.
just landed on his ankle incorrectly. It's insane. And
Yeah.
This
does the
storyline is going to end up, and it's going to be as long as the Edge and Christian storyline, and I'm kind of here for it because it inadvertently just bought itself some time.
and you know that's the dope thing about Adam Cole is that even though he's injured, he's a good talker, so he can still carry on until he's healed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
He
Phil, were you pro or con MJF still holding those tag titles in a 2-on-1 match this past weekend? Because Adam Cole is out of here, so him beating the Righteous 2-on-1.
And you were the nigga that said, "Yo, a man who has no Wikipedia page should pin the world heavyweight champion."
Listen, I don't give a shit. I don't think two people should beat. I don't
Come
think
on,
two
Phil.
people should be
What's your
losing
take?
to one person.
What's your take, Phil?
Man, you put yourself in a corner because you went with the handicap match, and it's your world champion, so you can't have him lose in that way to the Righteous without like shenanigans or something. But either
Bingo.
way, you're pinning your world champion, and on a
Yeah,
card
nigga
where
with
he
no
does.
Wikipedia page is crazy.
Yeah, you're pinning him on a show with no world title match, and that's his only match of the night, and he would have lost. It would have been hard to justify that, but that's why I'm like, why book the match at all? I think you should have just had them vacate the belts or something else. But I think you're creating an issue for yourself the longer he has those belts, and this is the same issue I had with Roman stuff. Like, when you have a double champion, eventually they have to lose. And if you're not ready for the champion to lose as his main belt, you can't let him eat a pin before that. So you got to do something. And so
now Adam Cole's not even around to take the pinfall, which is like, you're right. This does make it very interesting.
Look, my thing, it would have been so perfect in my opinion if they're going into this Jay White program. That's the perfect time for, you can't have him lose clean, but you have Jay White run in, you have the rest of the Bullet Club Gold. So now you have a situation where it's not just 2-on-1, you have another 4 people that are out here distracting the ref, all kinds of shit going on. And then all you got to do is hit him with something.
maybe
So what?
Austin Gunn
you-
being the one.
No, not Austin Gunn. I'm talking about this past week. It should have been the Righteous winning due to Bullet Club Gold
you're not,
interference.
you can't
So
die
you-
on this hill, yo.
so
You're my
you-
man. I'm not gonna let you die on this hill about
So
fucking
you
Righteous.
you
Come
want
on.
that visual of Vincent pinning MJF and hopping
Absolutely.
up and hitting the snaps
Nah,
on
you
him?
want it
Nah,
done.
man.
You want it done.
That
One
sounds
hand
crazy.
with-
That
One
would look
hand with
kinda
the
wild,
belt,
man.
another hand just hitting the snaps, kid.
That would
He
sound
wanted Dutch to get the pinfall. So
that
he
would have
shocked
looked
the rest of
crazy,
you.
bro.
I couldn't see that at all.
Yeah, I'm very worried about what they're gonna do with those belts next because, man, I feel like you gotta get those belts off him as soon as possible, man. Because the longer you keep him on him, he's
But it
gotta
does
lose
add
at some
intrigue,
point,
though.
man.
It does add intrigue, though. I can't front.
Does
it?
it?
Actually, I personally find it like really good that like, okay, now we have something else besides the world title. Don't forget about the ROH tag titles, because if you forget about them, then they're just forgotten about. Like,
But-
how did you just forget about a whole set of tag titles for a whole other brand division? And there's a slew of tag teams, and he's feuding with 2 niggas that are a tag team in the faction. So it's like, I think the Guns are going to take the belt from him,
But
some way,
but,
somehow.
but that's interesting if you have a tag partner. If you're just doing handicap match moving forward, I don't want to see that.
You know what? He's gonna just throw it. He's gonna throw it up in the air and just be like, "I'm gonna relinquish the belts." I was thinking that watching the exchange with Jay White and them. I'm like, he's either gonna defend it against the Guns, or he's just gonna give them up. Yo, he's gonna be like, "Yo, pull it out. I'm done."
So how will you feel in a month? Because Full Gear is in a month. How will you feel in a month if we get another handicap match, and this time he pins the Guns?
I think if he pinned the Guns and then pinned Jay White too, I'd be like, "Yo, MJF's still the fucking man." Like,
That sounds
killed the
awful.
whole Bullet Club.
That
Gold by
sounds
himself.
awful, bro.
He just killed him by himself. Like, yo, he don't even need a tag partner. He's MJF, super babyface. He's just
Listen, I
defeated
think-
the whole Bullet Club Gold by himself. This guy is insane. You
I
don't
think-
get MJF more over than that. Come on.
No, word. I think with Tony Khan,
Word.
with Tony Khan, I think when MJF and Adam Cole started doing this thing, I don't think he knew that it was gonna pick up traction like it is, like it did, and then with Adam Cole getting injured, it was definitely wasn't in the plan. So I think he's gonna find some way to make this tag titles stick and try to roll with it in some way, because it is interesting because you haven't seen anything like this before that I can recollect.
Right. We don't see this shit. Like this
So-
don't happen often.
So how long do you run with this? Because okay, so he got injured last month, that's September. Let's just say he's out.
It's been that long. It hasn't been that long, has it? Probably like 2-3 weeks, maybe. Like 3
Yeah.
weeks.
Because he got hurt at Grand Slam. That was next
like
month.
Yeah,
That's last
Grand
month.
Grand
It's
Slam,
October.
2-3 weeks ago. Yeah.
So-
Fair,
3
3
weeks ago.
weeks.
Yeah, so let's just say for
He
kicks,
has to lose these before Full Gear, in my opinion.
I don't think he's going to. But
I don't think so either. I don't even think he's gonna wear
Me
the belt.
neither.
Like
So-
he didn't even come out with the belt last night. I don't think he's gonna even have the belts
So-
on him.
Throw these
That's
shits
why I
away,
think he's
man.
just gonna relinquish the belts, because it's like you don't even see him
Yeah.
caring about them. He never cared about them. He won them for Adam.
I think he
And that's
does
why-
care about him.
Well,
But-
once you said 2 surgeries, it was
But-
like I think he's gonna be out way longer than they
And
thought.
that's the intrigue. That's
Adam
the
is not
intrigue.
coming back like it's
Anytime
going to be
soon.
somewhere around 9 months, 8 months,
So-
whatever.
Yeah. But I say that though, if you're talking about him possibly not being back until like March or April or like May, you're gonna hold this tag titles thing out going into 2024? I don't think you should. And I mean, if you're telling me then he could possibly lose the world title before he loses the tag titles, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, think
Yeah.
about it now. Yeah,
It's
you
no
said
good.
March. You said March, April. Yeah, that's a minute.
Yeah,
So
and
that's a while.
of course, I don't have a real date. I'm just throwing out a date. Like I'm just throwing out like just saying like possibly him being out like 6 or 7 months. It's a long time, man.
That's
I
too long.
actually think it's gonna go in the way of, because it's MJF and Adam Cole, and he wants to show that he's doing good faith by Adam. He's gonna keep the belts, right? And just to prove that he's gonna keep the belts. That's one way. 2 ways, he's just gonna relinquish some shit so Tony Khan can have another tournament. Do you understand what this is gonna lead to? This is gonna be another tournament. That's all this is gonna happen. So that's why I think it's going to be the latter. If I had to put my money on it, it's going to be the latter. It's going to be another tournament for the Ring of Honor tag titles at Death Before Dishonor in December. And that'll be that. How we get to that is going to be the most intriguing part. But I think he just relinquishes the belts. If Adam Cole or any of them have like a certain way, if things start to go funny with the Kingdom, I see him just being like, you know what, fuck this. Give up the title belts. I don't even care. You're over here dealing with your friends. Like, you're not my friend. I've got other shit to worry about. Like, getting my ass kicked by the whole Bullet Club Gold every week, and you're not even here.
I'm worried, man. I'm worried about them now. Because I feel like now they're kind of booked themselves into a corner.
Yeah, because
so
they weren't
it's the most
expecting Adam
fair.
Cole to get injured. So
Yeah.
So this is the most care we've had about the Ring of Honor tag titles in almost 10 years, yo. I promise you.
Yeah,
Maybe,
but I
This-
mean,
this
it's
is the
about
most-
the
In
it's
50
com-
some
it's but it's
episodes,
not
you'll
care. But
never
it's not
talk about the
care.
Ring of Honor tag titles.
But it's not care. It's conversation. You know what I mean? It's conversation. But the problem here is the more. Say he has a number of tag matches. You're doing your tag team division across both brands. No justice and no service. Because you have this guy. MJF is a guy who has created nothing but enemies his entire time since he's been on television. So it's not like anybody's going to step in. And he's still a face. So it's not like even if he was a heel, it would make sense for his character to just have, here's a stack of money, be my partner for a week and pay like some of the killers that are over in AEW. But he's not doing that right now. He's trying to be the good guy.
No.
He's trying to, So
Yeah.
I think the longer he has these titles, it doesn't do. I mean, mind you, this isn't the AEW tag team division, but in general, your tag teams across whichever brand are done no service. Like, what are you going to do with the Righteous now? Not only did he beat them clean by himself, well, not clean. He had his feet on the ropes. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
He shoved
Yeah.
one of their heads up the other one's ass in the opening match on the joint, and
And you
then
want
pinned
these
him.
guys to pin him.
And then pinned him. Yeah, I did, because I don't want to see. This is a horrible
I
conversation
don't
to
want
have
these
to
grown
have.
men shove their heads up each other's asses.
Yeah, I don't want to see that shit, man.
This ain't the
Nah.
Rock era. This ain't the
Well,
Attitude era.
listen, he did what he said he was going to do. That's all I
He
can say.
did. He did do what he said he was going to do, but that's the other part.
That's
here.
worse.
That's the other part here. Like you said, he's a babyface, and it's one thing if he's humiliating these guys and he's cheating and doing this as a heel. He's a good guy, and you're supposed to like him, and he is making
Exactly.
these other tag teams look like idiots. I don't think that there's a lot of mileage in that, man. I think you cannot keep that going for months, man.
Yeah. Listen, I just looked up an article for Adam Cole and the surgery. He says he's gonna need. I don't know if there's a kayfabe or not, but he says he's gonna need 8 screws and a plate in his ankle. Now I've had screws in my leg, man. It's not pretty, dog. He's and I was out for almost a year. I was still able to walk. I was still able to walk on it because it was outside, but it's not to play with.
Did you at least come back and win the Royal Rumble? Did you at least?
Oh,
make
absolutely,
WrestleMania
yeah. Oh, yeah,
after all of
absolutely.
that, did you
Of
at least
course.
come back and win the fucking Rumble?
Hey, listen,
Off the
dog.
top rope, man.
Randy Orton with the
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, dog. You already know.
That shit is gonna. I think this is gonna change the fuck out of Adam Cole, man. That's painful, son.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
That
Just think
sounds
about his finisher, the Panama Sunrise. You know what I mean? Like, just think about something as simple as that, where you're just jumping off the middle rope. Like,
the super kick. That
exactly.
Yeah, it's a
as
few-
simple
yeah.
as that. Like I think
Exactly.
that's gonna hurt. No.
Rest up, man. Get well soon. Hope everything works out with the surgeries and shit. We do have Fastlane predictions, but before we get into that, we have 2 shows coming up, same day, Tuesday. So let's just run down some of the things that are going on at NXT. First of all, there's an announcement from this guy here, Cody Rhodes, which is wild. All of a sudden, he pops up on
He's got to
NXT.
continue the story, yo. That's all
Yeah,
that
the
matters.
story.
You
Yeah.
gotta finish the story. What's the
We
story?
have Roxanne Perez versus Asuka. When's the
She's
last
totally
time?
going to SmackDown.
Yeah. We have
On to SmackDown.
this graphic is insane to me
This
because
is
like
so
I
fucking
didn't
random.
see NXT. So can somebody please explain to me what the fuck John Cena has to do with Carmelo Hayes and what Paul Heyman has to do with Braun Breaker? Like, how do we get to this point?
Nothing and nothing.
From what
Like,
I
was
really-
there a reason, or did they just put a graphic up?
no.
Go on.
Yeah, I think
We both watched. Tap in.
from what I remember, Chad, just gotta just give me a reminder as well if I forget some things. But I think Melo had made a call to him because he needed some advice because he had lost the title or whatever.
Wait, he just called John Cena?
Yeah,
Like, hey, yo.
yeah, he just because he was like, "Y'all need some advice or whatever," and I think he said, "All right, John he's just gonna be there just to support because just to support." Am I saying it right, Chad? It was something like that.
For the most part, Braun Breaker was pretty much coming up to his homie, to Melo, and was like, yo, listen, you need to unleash that dog and be a beast.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I know
forgot about
how
that.
it feels to lose. Like, trust me, I
Yeah.
lost the same way.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I lost to you. Like, I know how this shit goes. And Melo was like, nigga, I ain't on your level, man. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't doing none of that shit. And then Braun Breaker was like, yo, nigga, you're a pussy. And then Melo was like, all right, I got some shit for you. Watch. Ring, ring, ring.
Just calls John.
I'm gonna call John. Matter of fact, I'm gonna challenge you, and John gonna be in my corner. But what really threw me off was the fucking Paul Heyman exit. I was just like, what is he doing here now? Like, now this is getting out of hand random because now he's supporting Braun Breaker. Whatever.
Why?
So
I mean, well, we know why, because the other place is going to be on Tuesday as well because of baseball. But yeah,
what's the story in kayfabe? I was just like,
and kayfabe is like it makes no sense.
it doesn't make any sense.
what's going on here?
These are people
Why
out
the
of
fuck man
never
is
had
here?
an interaction with one another on television ever, and all of a sudden we just call them. I call a homie. Who's your homie? Oh, John.
I mean,
all right.
yeah, the loose headcanon that you can throw in here is that Melo, of course, did the ruthless aggression homage at the beginning of NXT 2.0, and that's how you can link those two guys together. But other than that, there's none.
Yeah.
Wow, the fact that you called that back from almost 2 years ago is like, this guy's elite. He had that bookmark in his notes, like, yo, one day, Melo and John Cena are going to correlate together. Like, there's going to be a correlation here. Like, it's going to come full circle. You could have tweeted that out and motherfuckers would have hit you back. Like, nah, he did say that, though. I remember.
He did. It was when Adam
He
Cole
said
was still
that.
champion.
Yeah, that was a time. God damn, what a time that was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that feels like forever ago.
Yeah,
Jesus.
when you think about it, 2 years ago, Adam Cole was champion, and Cody Rhodes was on Dynamite, and so now both of those guys have switched places.
They've swapped, and
Wow.
it's a whole new world now.
Holy
I saw
shit.
there were a couple of clips I saw somebody string together of just like all the times that Cody said, "Nah, I'm never going back to WWE." And
That's funny.
blah blah.
That's funny. Now send that to
Very
me. I gotta see that. That's funny. as well.
It's very funny.
Yeah,
Now,
where you at now?
these strange bookings are happening because this
Run
is
the
the
Dynamite
show.
card down.
This is the show that's popping up on the other channel, TBS. We got Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson, Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page, the rated R superstar Adam Copeland against Luchasaurus cost Christian Cage in his corner, Ray Phoenix against Jon Moxley, part 2 for that international championship. Jon Moxley's cleared and ready to go. Powerhouse Hobbs, newest member of the Callis family, against Chris Jericho, and of course the women's champion Saraya against Karu Shida. This is a
4 out
pay-per-view.
of 6. 4 out of 6 is already better than the NXT card to me. Don't let the ratings and all that fucking online shit fool you. 4 out of 6 of these matches is already better than NXT next week, even with Mello and Breaker too.
This is a pay-per-view.
I
This
agree.
is a pay-per-view on TV.
Yeah.
This just doesn't
That's
have
trouble
a
at
name
the bubble
next to it.
right there.
This is trouble at the bubble.
That's trouble at the bubble.
Trouble
You know
at the
what I'm
bubble.
saying? Yeah, that's Quiet at the Lake. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Quake at the Lake. That's literally
at the
Quake
Lake.
Quake at the
Quake
Lake.
at the lake.
But it's Title Tuesday with fucking what? 1 title on the line? Am I bugging? You want to run that
I
graphic
think
down
2.
for me?
2.
No, it's
I think we got 2.
2.
Oh, we got
like
2 on Title Tuesday. All right, yo. Y'all could just, all right.
I was very surprised that we did not get the announcement that FDR Bucks was happening here as well, because I
True.
thought that's why they did the Full Gear match. Well, sorry, the Wrestle Dream match is to get them as number 1 contenders so that they can use that match for Tuesday.
Yo, honestly, Phil, I think that would have been fucking awesome to get that match the fuck out the way, yo. Get that shit over with.
I would-
Put that shit on this show. Like, yo, you're right. Get that out the way now. So we don't even got to worry about it for Full Gear. Like, nah, they did the 4th one. It was already a classic. Great. Yeah. FDR won.
I mean,
Whatever.
I could see it either way because their first match ever was at Full Gear 2020.
God damn, fucking historian with this
Yeah.
one.
I think,
I think you're right.
Yeah, their
you're
first match ever was at Full Gear 2021. That's when they did the Lakers Boston demo. So I could see them running it back in the Lakers arena.
Damn.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Damn.
And do you think the Bucks take it this time? Like, do they win at home?
I think it's a good time to put the belts back on the Bucks. Having them be the first 3-time tag champions makes a lot of sense. I think FDR has had a good run in terms of what they've done on Collision. It makes sense. It makes sense to have the belts back on Dynamite. My issue with that is, all right, what's going to be like your main championship on Collision now? Because for the longest, it's been the tag belts. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I definitely can see the Bucks winning. I think the Bucks are going to have this Bullet Club Gold feud going for a while, so it makes sense for them to be champions.
Is there any other champion? Is there any other challenger for Saraya other than Hikaru Shida? Because I swear Hikaru Shida's had about 19 fucking title shots in the last month. Man. It's just blowing my mind here.
She technically didn't lose, so she's kind of owed a title belt because she was not pinned at All In. The way she lost didn't make any sense to me, and I don't want to get into how I didn't like the finish of All In, but she's owed a title match. She had a good thing going. Every time they've given her a main event, she's knocked it out the park as champion. I mean, even the main event she had last week with Ruby was incredible.
Not to say I don't fuck with Hikaru Shida, but this is one of the things where I'm like, yo, there are other women here. Like, we could please. Get them
She's had a few opportunities more than a lot of the other women.
She's in this cast of the same usual suspects, like that we always see, which is the Outcast and the other usual suspects that we only see, like which is Willow from time to time, Hikaru Shida, maybe Riho, and Britt Baker, and the buck stops there.
I mean, but story-wise, who else would you give the title match to right now? Because it's either her or you go.
That is insane.
Tony just had the title match, and Tony lost. Unless you're giving Britt a title match, which
would come out of nowhere. Yeah, that would come out of nowhere.
If you're talking storyline wise, I can't think of anybody else.
Nobody.
It's
Britt would
Sheeta.
be
I'm
the
not gonna
least
fault you there.
surprising because they do Britt like they do Charlotte sometimes. Like Britt just pops up, I want a title match, and that's the
Well, I
direction
mean,
that we're going.
yeah,
But
And she
other than
wins.
that,
And she'll be like, all right, I'm back.
yeah.
yeah.
But
But
other
Britt
than that,
was
like there is no real direction for anybody
The
right now
whole
that would warrant a
division.
title match. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Britt makes sense because she was also in the 4-way. She also did not get pinned, so it makes sense. But again, like the way Sheeta lost at All In, it makes sense for her to be getting her rematch.
I'm so far
I
ahead that
don't.
I'm just like, she's gonna, yeah, that match is happening, but what's gonna happen after the
I
fact?
I think she's losing, personally, but I don't think that
Right?
I don't think that she's going. I don't think she should lose. No, Sheeta. I think Sheeta is losing.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
don't think that she should lose, but I think she's going to. I don't think they should took the belt off Sheeta personally,
In the
but
first place.
if I had to guess, and again, Title Tuesday, would not be surprised if we see Mercedes on Tuesday. Just because it seems like they've been trying to build to this Saraya match with Mercedes for the longest. We got their report that it was supposed to be at Forbidden Door. I don't think it's a coincidence that she was there at All In when she won the belt.
And she's walking now too, so I
And
got
So
you.
that she's out of the boot.
yeah, and if you want to hit me with the historian joint again, at the beginning of this year, everybody thought that Mercedes was going to be the mystery tag partner at the Kia Forum.
I'm here for it
I'm
because
here
it's
for it.
the most exciting fucking
I'm mad
part
at
of
it.
that women's division. Like,
Wouldn't be
please
mad at it.
bring
Yeah.
Mercedes in. That'd be awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What happened to Tanya Valkyrie? What the fuck happened to the rest of the division, yo? I look at NXT this past Tuesday and was just enthralled with how much like women competition is going on between the breakouts, the mid
Yep.
card, the tag team, the main event. I'm like, yo, this is a 2-hour show, but like an hour and 30 has been nothing but nonstop women action. Like this is fucking crazy. Dope competitors. And then I go to AEW at our usual 9:37 time slot and get Sky Blue versus fucking interchangeable. No, I'm sorry. She faced Tony Storm. I'm sorry. That's not interchangeable. Tony Storm is doing amazing work right now. But just that
Timeless
segment alone,
Tony Storm.
that
Timeless
segment
Tony Storm.
alone is interchangeable because of it's 9:37. So we could have plugged Chris Statlander versus fucking Blues Clues. You know what I'm saying? And she would that would have been it. Like that would have been all we got. You know what I mean? So like I just think watching NXT, I'm kind of spoiled right now with the women's competition. I can't front. Like it ruffles my feathers looking at AEW sometimes.
And there's so many talented women on AEW. I don't understand
I
why
agree.
they're not being pushed like just like WWE or like NXT specifically. Like it's insane.
Yeah, definitely the weakest part of their product is the women's division, and it's not because there's a lack of talent. I just think that there is a lack of priority there, and I don't think that they push women's wrestling as a priority. When they do give us the matches, a lot of times the matches are bangers. Like we got a good pay-per-view match this weekend. We got a good pay-per-view match at All Out, but I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like you have consistent booking with that division, man. And that's
Put that
not even
match
seems
card
like
up.
you don't.
AO, you mind putting that card back up for me?
Yeah.
All right, real quick. Everybody, what's your match of the night gonna be?
It's between Swerve and Brian and Jay and Hangman, and gun to head, I'm gonna go Swerve Brian.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Swerve Brian.
Yeah, I swerve Brian. Swerve Brian.
I thought like
Swerve
the
Brian.
cool thing
Yeah.
about Ray and John was even though John was clearly rocked, that was a solid match, and the chemistry and the contrast and styles with a fresh John. I mean, we don't know what shape Ray is in because it looks like he's hurt right now also, but in general, like I think that's probably going to be the sleeper. And not because I don't think people are going to think that that's not, I don't think people are going to think it's going to be a whack match. I just don't think people have the expectation that they do with like the Hangman Page Jay White match, for example.
And it's Title Tuesday, so you know a title change is gonna happen.
At least one.
I mean,
Maybe
Ray
you get
Phoenix
one.
came through. Shout out to Ray Phoenix and his quick run through title reign.
He had
happened.
it was the Willow win.
He had exciting matches. And
we got to call it in the air because this shit wasn't supposed to happen. But at
Yep.
least, he was credible, And again, like, I love the Lucha Bros as a tag team, but this was what I wanted was just let me get a Ray Phoenix solo run. Let me get a Pentagon solo run because there's so much more that I think both of them could do. And unfortunately, and maybe I don't know if how bad he's hurt. Looks like he came up a little lame this past Wednesday, or yesterday. We'll see. But yeah, just gun to head. I think that Swerve Bryan match is very interesting because like that's one where both of these guys are coming off of big wins, this past weekend. And Swerve is probably on that trajectory of like he really shouldn't be losing anytime soon. But it wouldn't surprise.
With this match.
Yeah, like that's the hardest one to call for me. Yeah.
How important is the TNT title now, right? Like this shit's actually in a number one contenders match. Holy shit!
Best run that I've seen Christian on.
Yeah. Man, Father of the Year, man. Father of the Year.
Yo, Chad, you're an Impact guy, right? So
yeah.
How does this compare against like Christian's best work that you saw when he was over in Impact?
Oh man, honestly, it's getting to the point where he's lapping his TNA run. Like when we get to the media scrum and we could ask him, I'm gonna ask him like, yo, I feel like nobody has flat out asked him like, yo, is this reign better than your TNA run? Because I think that reign was fucking impeccable. Like from you just being like Captain Charisma, you know what I'm saying? You even brought in Tomko and fucking relived that one for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I was there through the Christian run in TNA. Like a lot of people weren't there for that. They sat that out. They thought he retired, but like I was there when he debuted and he was NWA champion twice. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate Christian Cage as the slimy villainous heel. He's reinvented himself tremendously. Man came all the way from being a fucking supposed blue dot on camera to being the main event of just about every single time you see him on television. All with just a facial reaction. Like, honestly, TNT title is on fire right now. I think the Edge and Luchasaurus match is probably one of the more underrated matches, but it's going to be cool for the optics. But I'm also like, Luchasaurus? Ugh. Did you hear how dead the crowd was? I tweeted this out. I was like, yo, the crowd couldn't have gave a fuck when Luchasaurus came out last night. Like,
yeah. But I mean,
man, they played the music and it was just like,
yeah, I think it's there for the setups, man. I think that I think everything they're setting up with this is more interesting than the actual like matches itself. Like this kind of feels like a formality. Like they need Edge, they need somebody for Edge to wrestle that can take a loss, that's also tied to Christian. But based off of
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
poor fucking Nick Wayne, yo, whose only job is to just show up and take spears for the next 6 months, yo.
But this kid went from a guy that debuted with the company that, like you said, didn't get this great reaction when he main evented. And as soon as he didn't get that great reaction, I was like, oh, they're going to turn him. And so as soon as they turned him at the pay-per-view, I was like, no, this makes perfect sense.
I agree. I was with that.
This puts him in a spot where now you're in the midst of a feud with Sting and Edge and Christian. Like you're in a big top feud right now.
Oh, I said that sarcastically. Trust me. I'm totally happy with the heel turn, but I'm just like, yeah, his only job for the next 6 months is going to be just take spears.
No, he needs pins. He needs pins. He needs spears for the next few months. But yeah, I think this sets up a lot of cool things because all the story stuff that they've done with Luchasaurus, like we all know, it's only a matter of time before these two guys piece it up and Edge and Christian are going to be tagging together. But this immediately sets up a potential tag team for him, whether it's Luchasaurus and Nick, or maybe it's Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
I'm so happy they laid out the next 6 months for us with this storyline right out the gate. Like, hey, let's be tag team partners. Nah, go fuck yourself. All right, we'll be back. I'll be back.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll try it again.
Yeah.
I like that. As opposed to like avoiding it. I love it. I really appreciated that. I think I'm so conditioned to WWE that like I think I actually would have enjoyed Edge versus insert name. Let's go Samoa Joe. And instead of a clean finish, we get the Luchasaurus fucking run in and Christian Cage and all that. Like I think I would have rather that than even seeing Edge fight Luchasaurus right out the gate. Because I'm like, first match, Luchasaurus, like
But it's a warm up, and I think it'll be
easy night for him. It's a win. Yeah. But I'm just like,
it'll be an easy night for him.
That's competing with the fucking NXT right now. Like Edge, Luchasaurus.
I think the spectacle of seeing Edge in the ring wrestling, you know what I mean? Like I think the spectacle is that's what this is for. Like we can't come out the gate with a marquee because we don't need to do that. You know what I mean?
And this is like big AEW original. Like if they want something that looks like a match you're not going to see him do anywhere else, him versus Luchasaurus is definitely an AEW match.
And yo, not for nothing, like it's almost like the Billy Gunn effect. Like Edge looks like a giant in an AEW ring. So
Nah,
there
he
ain't
does.
really too many. Like he looks like he's 7 feet tall, and you can't
The
teach
music
that
even
type
sound
of bit.
different. Y'all peep, the music sound different. Same song, but it just sound different at
Yeah.
the end. When like right before,
I gotta
it
listen to it
just
again.
sound different. It sound different in AEW as opposed to WWE. Just some little things I noticed about the shit. But
So it's all the vibes, but like like he looks like a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
he
guys
looks
caught
happy. That's all he looks. He just looks happy, yo. I think that's really, really dope as shit to watch. Like, he
Yeah.
genuinely looks excited to be there.
right.
Unlike fucking Punk, who just showed up, was just
Speak-
mad.
Speaking of
mad
him,
all the time. Just happy and mad. Happy to be here and mad to be here at the same time. We got to deal with fucking young guys. But
Yeah. Speaking of him being happy, did you guys did you guys watch the scrum from after Wrestle Dream? So I didn't catch it till the next day, and the thing that struck out to me the most, the thing that he said 2-3 times was coming here, like it was just so much, it was freedom. He said that word like a few times. So I can see the possibilities. There's plenty of opponents for him to take on, plenty of storylines, plenty of everything that he can do there. Right, things that he couldn't even do in WWE. So yeah, definitely that's why he probably had that big ass smile on his face and look happy.
man, we're even having a possible conversation where Adam Copeland could be in the G1. So far fetched, but just like it could happen. He could just be like, I feel good. I'm gonna do it.
I never thought that would have happened.
Nah, not with that neck, bro. He's doing big matches and big matches. Nah,
Wrestle Kingdom. I mean,
he might.
shit.
There
Adam
could be
Copeland,
something
Okada.
interesting but there could be something interesting at Forbidden Door. You know, just a weird.
No,
little,
I agree. Him,
they'll probably do
Okada,
that, but he ain't
that
going
would
to the
be fire.
Tokyo Dome.
If Adam Copeland faced Okada, I wouldn't even know who'd win that match. Like, I would really be genuinely like,
a part of my soul would just like die if we got this Edge Okada match and we did not get the Punk Okada match that I thought we were gonna get. I would just hate to see that happen.
Yep.
I mean, yo, it's kind of wild. It's kind of fucking wild, man. With a lot of possibilities. It's got me excited. I will say, like, above all else, and you know what I'm saying, we can cut against the predictions, but Adam Copeland and All Elite has me fucking stoked, yo. Like, people can talk about the age all they want and the WWE life or all that shit. Yeah, cool. That time's done. He got sent off. Sheamus, he beat him already. Toronto crowd, happy ending. Now, this is a new chapter, and we've got so much more possibility here than we did 3 weeks ago when we were amidst getting rid of the Punk turmoil. That like we were all just like, well, is it a work? Is who's going to come in the show? I personally have been saying like it's been kind of dry because I feel like something's coming. Something's like on the way with AEW, and lo and behold, this was it. And I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm hyped. Like Dynamite has got me watching. Which I think is so crazy that I feel like everyone kind of tapped in on Wednesday, but the shit was just from the sound to just like shit. The Don Callis segment feeling like it moved for almost 53 minutes. Like that shit was like, yo, I'm sitting through this Dynamite live and I'm like, wow, I think I understand why I like to watch this shit on the highlights or the replay because this is. I can't even fast forward this shit right now. God damn, this segment is dry. I was so mad on Twitter. I was like, please make this segment stop. Like,
what the Don segment?
Yo, fam, that segment just didn't stop, son. But duct tape shit aside, I sat through that, son.
Oh, you're talking about the beatdown. I was like, what do you...
that whole beatdown, even the Don Callis promo. Like, I wish the audio went out during his shit too. Like,
yo, I cringed at that headshot, man. Like, I hate seeing that. That shit is crazy.
That segment took way too fucking long.
Still.
It was a gimmick chair. I mean,
man, listen. You guys are right.
The same
but...
shit that
that's what he did.
What's the chairman?
Sean Spears.
It was one of those gimmick chairs.
Yeah, this was the first time
he
Sean
opened
Spears
Cody up. He opened Cody up, but
wow, pause on that one.
All right.
That was crazy. That was wild crazy. But, I think that was the first time that we have ever mentioned Sean Spears in the entire RSC. Yo, shout out to you, Ayo.
Yeah, that means it's time to transition. That's what that is.
Yeah, there you go.
We got
predictions. Yeah, we have predictions. We have looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches on this WWE Fastlane card.
Is it 6 or 5?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6. Nah, you're
Nothing
right.
on
It's
the
5.
pre-show?
It's 5. It's 5.
Yeah.
It's 5. We have 5 matches. Even better. 5 matches. Fastlane this Saturday. So you know the rules, man. Over here on the Ringside Club, championship matches are worth 2 points. Non-title matches are worth a point. We have a guest. If the guest wins, you got to come back on the show and defend. But right now, the current reigning defending champ, Chad Law, there will be some 5-point questions in there to kind of shake shit up a little bit. But let's get it
Yo,
popping,
don't
man.
Tony Schiavone my shit, son. You giving me the fucking like, yeah, man. You have the 5-point question. Yeah, let's get this shit over with, man. Give me the Tony Schiavone rundown.
Nah, I'm just stating.
Shit.
I'm just stating the bullet points. Let's get into the actual matches. I'm gonna go from the bottom of the card up to the top. We have the tag team match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. It's the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. I haven't looked at this card. I haven't looked at WWE this week. I didn't know that this was a match. So
This guy hates
word up.
Raw, Phil. He hates Raw as Raw.
Raw is the fucking worst show on television, kid. Like Raw is
Is it?
amazing.
Get him, Phil.
Is
Raw's
it?
pretty bad,
You
man.
think it's worse than NXT? I don't.
Raw is pretty bad because it
whoa.
takes. Let me give my logic. There are a lot of good segments on Raw. It's any wrestling show that's going to be shit that's hit or miss. So I'm not saying anything is perfect and anything is all bad. The thing that kills me about Raw is it's fucking 3 hours. It's a chore to sit through, right? So there's only you have a show that you can grade from a scale of 1 to 10, and I don't think Raw can ever be a solid 10 solely because you can knock everything out of the park and still be sitting there for 3 fucking hours. That's rough for me personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Raw's good. I think NXT has gotten better. I think last week I enjoyed NXT probably more than I did any other show as far as Dynamite or Raw or SmackDown, anything like that. But yeah, that's my logic. I'm not saying that Raw is whack or anything like that. It's whack to me because it's 3 fucking hours. It's rough to sit through.
It's very long, but I do think that this is the best Raw it's been in a long time.
So would you say you are a Raw, NXT, or a SmackDown guy?
Raw is better than both
Raw?
NXT and
Raw's
SmackDown.
better than SmackDown to you?
It is. SmackDown without Roman is a chore, bro. It is like the women's stuff on SmackDown isn't that good. Like we got a good women's match, but like the booking of the women's stuff is not very good. I mean,
AEW levels, Dynamite levels with
it is.
SmackDown.
They'll shoehorn in Charlotte Flair into those last 2 triple threats.
They've done this triple threat match with Charlotte so many times,
that's a fact.
bro.
That's a fact. That's a
They
fact.
like just do something else. But like I also think that they've got to split the tag title soon because I think not having tag titles on SmackDown is kind of an issue. And I think that like the Austin Theory stuff lasted too long. They should have took their title off him sooner.
Is cooked, son. That boy cooked,
Yeah,
man.
no, I think Raw is easily better than SmackDown. The only thing that made SmackDown better was Roman, and when Roman's not there, it's lacking.
Don't forget. There's only 2 words. LA. You know what I mean? He makes SmackDown that much better, that much more.
Does he?
Yo, honestly, look at the crowd. Look at the kids. Yo, the kids
Does he?
scream like
Yo.
the kids are screaming like they just got ice cream when LA Knight
but
come
here's
out.
to my point. Where did the LA Knight and Miz stuff start? On Raw. Miz is
Fair.
a Raw
That's fair.
superstar.
That's fair.
I ain't gonna argue with that one. I'm picking up what you're laying down now. I see you. I see where you come from. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I peep the mathematics. I understand it. I'm seeing what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Raw is just tough for me just because like 3 hours is unnecessary. I don't need more than like an hour of wrestling per brand, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like per week, watching like this many hours of wrestling is insane. You know what I mean? But
And we do this shit. We live this shit, man.
Before I started like doing the podcast and everything else, I used to watch it on Hulu because they give you the shortened
Bingo.
version of Raw.
Hello.
And it's so much better. But now that you kind of have to try and keep
have
up
to.
with most things, it's like trying to sit and watch that entire 3 hours.
You see, I was doing that at first. I was watching it on Hulu at first because they cut it down to like an hour and a half. But then one time I saw that they cut out certain segments and whatnot
that were probably key to what you were trying to pay attention
exactly.
to.
So that's why I tried to watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
Me,
they do
you can
pick
give me the
some.
bullet points. Like
Yeah.
I'll be
Phil.
cool with the YouTube highlights. I'll be cool with watching the bump. Let me know what just happened yesterday. You know what I mean? Like
Speaking of YouTube, House is perfect because I had a question for Phil. So, do you watch anything on YouTube? Any matches, any shows? Because Boog, he hates YouTube shit. I'm the YouTube god. Like I'm YouTube Premium.
YouTube guy.
So, like, I watch all of my wrestling highlights. If I'm not catching it live on TV, I'm literally going right to the channel or a highlights. You know what I'm saying? Recap, and it'll pretty much give me everything I need to watch to catch up. Boog hates it. He wants to watch wrestling the old traditional way. How do you like watching your wrestling? Can you sit through the match on YouTube? Because the shit's right uploaded on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like as soon as Dynamite's over, the shit's right on YouTube. You don't even gotta wait for cable anymore. So like, are you biased with that shit? Or are you like, I gotta watch wrestling like via TV? You know what I'm saying? I can't watch clips.
YouTube right now, the amount of stuff we watch on YouTube, it's kind of no different than TV anyway. Like,
How I be trying to tell them.
who's like a cable guy anymore? Nobody really has cable anymore. So everybody streams everything anyway, and so it doesn't bother me. Like, there's a lot of independent wrestling that you can only watch on YouTube, so I don't have a problem with it. I didn't mind AEW Dark. I used to watch it often. That was on
Wow,
YouTube.
somebody did watch it. I gave it a valiant effort in the beginning, but
I
that just couldn't keep up.
every now and then Dark would have a very good match on it, and so I watch it. When Dark first premiered, like it was pretty easy breezy. But what happened is they started making Dark like 2 hours, and I'm like, there's no reason for this YouTube show to be 2 hours.
I looked at
17
the
matches.
card. Yo, it was like
match after match after match.
It was
like,
18 matches, one card. I was like, this is like too much.
it's,
Right?
it's insane, dude.
And
I think
then
I watched it like twice, and I was like, yeah, I can't. It's too much. It's too much.
then they introduced like Elevation, so it's like you got two versions of Dark. It's like it's just too much. But I thought Dark and Elevation was fine. I didn't mind watching it on YouTube.
You a Ring of
like-
Honor guy? You pay attention to Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got back in the Honor Club as soon as I saw that Lee Moriarty was Shane Taylor Productions. Like, I resubscribed. I'm a big Moriarty fan.
I'm furious after them spoilers. Spoilers, y'all. Commander is the #1 contender for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, and I'm baffled. Just
When the hell did that happen? Jesus.
fucking baffled. He beat Penta, another Lucha guy, and ended up.
Nah, Johnny TV was in that.
There we go. He beat Johnny. It was a Lucha fucking 4-way with Johnny TV. He beat Commander. Ended up beating him. Lindsey Dorado and Penta. He's kind of the #1 contender in the most unbelievable fucking fashion. So that goes to tell you what's happening in Ring of Honor, ladies and gentlemen.
So safe to say, it seems like nobody's looking forward to this Judgment Day versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso match because somehow we got back on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because I think
we was on a tangent. We was on a Ring of Honor tangent, but yeah.
But I mean, I think nobody expects this hodgepodge team to beat Judgment Day. Judgment Day is winning. I mean, and if you didn't think that going into this, I think the Trick and Dom stuff was the
right.
Just the fact that they kept that belt off of him for all of 3 days. Like, Judgment Day is still rolling, so they're not losing.
Looks like we got Judgment Day. I got Judgment Day. Chad, Ron, what you got?
Oh, you go first, Chad.
Yeah, I want to go Cody and Jay just for like the wow factor.
Stop with that.
Stop it. Jump out on the AO ledge. I'm gonna go on the AO ledge with this one and be like, yo, Cody and Jay, man. Like, fuck it, why not? Like, you know what I mean? But honestly, I really would want to because I think it would make mad sense storyline wise because fuck the storyline. Like, why not put tag titles on them? It's just the tag titles. They're already undisputed. You might as well cause some more confusion. Give Cody a belt. Give Jay a belt. Jimmy upset. Cody still want to finish the story. Judgment Day in turmoil. Like, that sounds like a good ass Raw to me. But yes, because all we're gonna get after this is still, yo, fam. Y'all are laughing now, but I'm gonna be the one laughing when we get the fucking Cody and Jay rematch against Judgment Day on Raw the next night. And niggas is like, again? Like,
what's crazy is he might be right. It
don't matter who wins. I mean, Judgment Day's gonna win. Put me down for Judgment Day. But
Judgment Day, all right.
We still got another 4.5 weeks, 5, 6, 7 weeks to War Games Survivor Series. So expect more variations of this match to happen on Raw, on SmackDown, on Raw again, the Raw following, and that's where I'm at. Judgment
Word
Day.
up. Across
Unfortunately.
the board, Judgment Day.
Yeah,
We have a
Judgment Day.
6-man tag team match.
I didn't want to do it. I really wanted Cody and Jason. I really wanted to
You
genuinely,
didn't
but
want
for
to
the
do that.
sake, but only because I'm the champ. Only because I'm defending this week. I gotta actually make.
Oh, you making logical picks?
I gotta make logical
That's
predictions.
not a logical pick. Logical pick.
You know what I mean, that's why. I mean, if this was like any other, and I wasn't really the champ, I'd be like, Cody J. Fuck, give him a surprise. But I'm gonna go with Judgment Day for logical defense purposes.
6-man tag, LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and one of the other two, Joaquin Wild or Cruz del Toro. Did they really just not pick?
Yo,
They really just didn't say?
One.
Yeah, for now.
You said one of the two.
They're probably
Because
gonna pick on SmackDown if anything.
Because it's literally it's like either or right now. But LWO
had funny graphic. That's a wrestling graphic promo. If I see one of the two is mad funny, I'd be crying if I could see
either or.
one of the two. One of the two. Rey Mysterio and one of the two would have me dead. I'd be like, this is good right here. I like this.
They're going up against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are winning this. Because this is how you solidify, in my opinion. They got a nice little direction. We've seen that the Street Profits strayed away for a week, found their aggression, jumped to LWO. Now they're like officially heels. Let's get some heel music. Let's stop the cups from coming down. You know what I mean? Let's make some tweaks a little bit here and there. But yeah, I don't see any reason why Bobby Lashley and Street Profits should be losing this.
Yeah, I had the same thing, and this is where you start to see some more, or you're gonna start to see some tension in LWO. I saw somewhere they're gonna split it up like NWO back in the days. Somebody's gonna go with Ray, somebody's gonna go with Santos. I can see that happening, but this is Bobby's time and Street Profits time because they're really teasing. Like, yo, they were starting something, and then Bobby got mad at them because they lost or whatever, and then they went to redeem themselves, and now they're trying to go on a ascent. So yeah, keep pushing it because I want to see this. So yeah, I got Lashley in the Street Profits all day.
Phil?
Yeah, I think Lashley and Street Profits are gonna win. I think that they're probably going to cheat to win because this time around they're going to listen to Bobby's advice, unlike they did last time when he was standing out there like an angry
like
Dan
an angry
Stad.
weatherman.
He was standing out there like an angry Dan Stad, like, man, you got to do the steps like I showed you, and this time they're going to do it. This time they're going to pull it out.
I'm Street Profits, Soup Profits, the Hurt Business 2.0, Black Man Muscle. I'm with it all, man.
Black Man Muscle,
Black
kid.
Man Muscle, you know what I'm saying? I think Black Man Muscle wins. That's it, man. LWO can't pick with victory to save their fucking life, yo.
Nah.
Tear this group up. It's over.
Yeah, I feel like Santos is gonna turn on Ray. It's only a matter of time. He's been doing that. I'm happy to team with you. I'm so honored to be around your thing for too long. He's gonna turn on him.
You know what I've been watching every time that he'll throw Ray up on his shoulders. Like I always get the evolution flashback of like, yeah, now that you're up here. So we've seen that a couple of times. Celebrate with the title. Yeah, everybody's happy. That would be a dope way to do it. You know, just as a little callback. But even if that ain't the way, like Santos Escobar, I think is such a natural heel anyway. Like when he was in NXT as a heel, it was spot on. So and Ray is the perennial babyface. So that would be something I'd like to see a little sooner than later. Let's just get to the shits, because I think the matches that they could have with a heel face dynamic, because the match that they just had for the title was fire. So imagine when we throw a little bit of heel face dynamic into it, could be all right.
I love the U.S. title getting spotlight. And I think Santos Escobar as U.S. champion is going to be really fucking nice for the Q4, son. I think that would be really, really good. And who better to beat than Ray? Fire match they're going to have when it happens, but Soup Profits.
We have a tag team match: John Cena, LA Knight versus the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso, and really versus Solo Sikoa of the Bloodline and Jimmy Uso. We don't know what the fuck Jimmy Uso. He don't know who he is. He don't know who he's really with.
Formerly of the Usos. It's just Jimmy. He's just Jimmy now.
It's Jimmy of the Usos. But you got Uso, Solo Sikoa versus John Cena, LA Knight. Fellas, who we got?
Wait, who'd you
go?
Okay, my bad. Thought you said that. My bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm going with LA Knight, John Cena. John Cena ain't come back to lose a match, you know, especially a tag match. You know what I'm saying? Period. and LA Knight is on the run of his life right now. He's another guy like, two totally different dynamics. You shouldn't be beating Swerve anytime soon. You shouldn't be beating LA Knight anytime soon.
Word. I have seen an LA Knight as well.
It's a
John
predictable ass
Cena.
card.
John Cena is actually 2-9 within his last 11 PLEs, so he definitely needs a win. And LA Knight is white hot right now. Like he's hot right now. So yeah, man,
Or yeah,
I can't see Jimmy Oso and Solo Sokoa win right now because Jimmy is on some other shit right now, and then Roman's he's gonna catch his loss, and Roman's gonna come and talk to this man like, yo, you gotta relax, homie. So, yo, I got Cena night, man.
Yeah. No way John Cena takes this loss to Austin Theory at WrestleMania and then comes back and takes a loss to Jimmy
Right.
and Solo Sokoa. They're definitely winning here. I think LA Knight's got to win here because it seems like they're teasing more and more that LA Knight's going to challenge Roman at some point. And so I feel like he's got to win this one.
Yeah, keep that momentum. Can't beat him right now.
can we all in unison?
Pretty
Pretty
predictable
much.
card.
This
Yes,
card is
it's
looking pretty damn predictable.
like
I
I'm
think this
retaining my
next
title.
match,
Shit.
this next match might be, I guess, the hardest one to pick because triple threat women's championship, Io Sky as the champ, Asuka and Charlotte Flair.
That's the one. That's gonna be
Charlotte Flair is always the wild card. It would not surprise me at all that she walks out as the 57-time champion by the time the night is over. So she's up. I don't think Asuka's winning, so you can take her kind of out of the equation. So does Io retain, or does Charlotte Flair take the title? I am going to go out on a limb. I'm gonna say Charlotte. I'm
Give
gonna
it
say
to him.
Charlotte. I'm gonna say Charlotte. Just it really wouldn't surprise me. I really would like to see Io make it past this and get that proper pay-per-view one-on-one match with Asuka. You know what? I'm gonna say Io retains. Io finds a way to retain.
Final decision.
Yeah, final choice. Like I think like Charlotte would be the easy button to push, but I think Io is gonna have that title for a little bit. You'll be seeing the friction between her and Bayley. I think that might turn into a match at some point, whether it's a pay-per-view or further on down the line, or maybe like a big episode of SmackDown. But I think Io walks out with the title. She retains.
I'm actually gonna go with Charlotte Flair. I feel like they've been going at it for the last God knows how long, and honestly, this was the hardest one. This was the hardest one to pick because it was like,
Or
Nigga's a menace.
yeah, what's the face? This is the most difficult one to pick. Let me choose my wording correctly. Because I want to see Io actually retain, but I feel like when they put Charlotte Flair back in the mix, it's like, all right, she's just automatically gonna get the belt again. And if Io retains, I feel like this should be something different instead of always seeing Charlotte in the picture. But I feel like they're just gonna put Charlotte up there again, so I'm just going with Charlotte.
give it to him, Phil. Pause.
I think Io is going to retain. I think Io is going to pin Asuka again, which is a terrible idea, but Charlotte's not eating no pin here, buddy. It's not happening. Charlotte is going to even if she does not win this match, she's not going to be pinned. I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be Io beating Asuka again, and we're probably going to defer more Io Asuka stuff somewhere down the line. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some weird finish like Charlotte hitting the natural selection, and then all of a sudden, like the damage control distracts somebody, gets thrown out of the ring, and Io gets the pin that way. So it's still not a decisive win over Asuka, but Asuka's going to take the pin.
Yeah. What's the word, champ?
Fuck. Suicide mission. Asuka.
You're picking Asuka to win?
I'm picking Asuka to win because she can win the belt back. She already lost it, so she can win it back. She is due for another match. technically, she in that rematch vein, she's due for another match. Asuka wins it back, and we still have mad months to the road to Mania. So Charlotte can win this title. Interchangeable SmackDown, Royal Rumble, fucking Elimination Chamber, the week before WrestleMania. You've got to get to her and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. And it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter when, but she'll win the title at some point. So let Asuka and Io and then Kyrie's coming back. Like, let it just be a Joshi, like, you know what I mean? Fucking turn up. Like,
that was what I was gonna say. The only way I can see Asuka winning this is if Kyrie comes back at Fastlane and helps her win. It's the only way I can see it. Other than that, I don't see that happening.
You know what? I like that, Phil. I'm taking that. I'm running with it. Asuka wins. Asuka wins on Sunday.
Okay. I got you down for Asuka.
We have one more match, last man standing match, World Heavyweight Championship.
Prediction show we've ever done, probably.
This is smooth moving.
Yeah. Imagine we just did a prediction show. Like, that would have been like fucking 20. That would have literally been 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Mad quick.
We got the reigning defending champ, Seth Rollins, defending against Shinsuke Nakamura.
This is a toughie. This is a fucking toughie, yo.
Man, like, my heart wants to say Shinsuke Nakamura because I love, this is the best that we've seen Shinsuke, in my opinion, at least, since he's been in the WWE and definitely on the Raw or SmackDown roster. The last match that they had on pay-per-view was cool. I think this is going to be a turn up just because you got so many different elements that you can add into it. You know, a little plunder match never hurt anybody. And Seth Rollins, you know, this is a title he's been holding since the summer, top of the summer.
Something like that.
Don't remember much about it because, like most Seth Rollins title reigns, you don't really care about him when he's a babyface.
Seth Rollins is a chase guy. He's definitely a chase guy, in my opinion. I don't think that the reign, you know, was meant to be a long reign anyway. So if it's going to end, and if you're finally going to crown Shinsuke Nakamura, now would be the time. Because I don't really see him. If he doesn't win right now, I don't see any other time that he's going to be in a main event picture. You know what I mean? Like, it was surprising initially when they decided to go in this direction in the first place because of Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say we got a new champ. And new Shinsuke Nakamura. And plus, you know what, and not for nothing, a last man standing match is not a clean pin. So you know how they like to do 1 and 1 and 1. I could see this being a quick joint until we get to the Survivor Series, and maybe that's a feature match. You know, maybe Seth wins it back, but they'll do a part 2 or part 3, pardon me. But Shinsuke takes it.
Okay, so you say Shinsuke. Oh, I spelled that wrong. I'm actually gonna go with Seth Rollins, and I'm not mad at this run because it's actually showing Seth Rollins with an actual struggle because he hasn't really mentioned his back problems before. And then the other thing too is like I see him with other last man standing matches, like he's gonna stand up at the last minute, and it's a possibility you can see a Money in the Bank running to cash in. Possibility. Then I was seeing things online saying that Randy Orton might pop up and start something with him, because I saw Randy Orton. I saw a video, I think on X, where he was at the performance center, and it looks like he's getting ready to come back. So
I'm picking up what you're laying down, King, because Randy Orton just had back surgery and Seth got back problems. So now I'm peeping the science, God.
I see.
See
Science and mathematics. See, science and mathematics.
It's a back fuse. Pause. See what it is. I see what it is.
Yeah, man. So
you're crazy for that, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so man, I'm going with Seth Rollins, man.
As a known Seth Rollins guy, I find it hard to believe that he's gonna lose at a B pay-per-view. I think that if he does lose, I really think Gunther's gonna be the guy that beats him. I think I think the fact that they're playing up the fact that he's been a better champion and like that's been a debate online, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's for a reason. And I think the back stuff is also playing into why Gunther's going to beat him. I think he's going to last all this time of getting through all these people. And it's going to be kind of like the Orange Cassidy thing where he got all these defenses in with all this wear and tear. And he's going to reach a guy that is a straightforward wrestler and he's going to power bomb this guy through the ring and he's going to beat him. I just feel like that's where we're going with this. I don't buy into them
Sidebar,
believing.
Phil, I would really love to see somebody get powerbombed through the ring. I don't think that's happened like often, if in a while, but I would love to see someone actually get powerbombed, like so devastating that it actually went through the ring. Like I think that would be a hell of an ending to a match.
We see a choke slam through the ring. We haven't seen.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a powerbomb.
Yeah.
Like that would actually be a fire ending to a match. I would love to see that actually.
Yeah, I just get the feeling that Gunther's going to beat him. I could be wrong. I just don't buy into Nakamura getting this title reign, especially this late into Nakamura's time with WWE. I feel like they had chances to make him champion. We don't need to talk about, his first title match with Jinder and why they let this guy beat him twice, or how they bungled the Royal Rumble win. I would love it personally. I mean, there's also the point that he lost the last man standing match against AJ Styles, so maybe he comes back and wins this one. I just don't know if I believe that. I feel like Rollins still has some stuff as champion. I don't know. And even if you do put the belt on Shinsuke, I don't see that being a long-term title reign.
Yeah, I think it'll be a quick one too. If he wins, it's like a pay-per-view cycle.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think if he does win, I would not be surprised if he gets cashed in on. Because the other part is, it's very clear, and this is again why I think Raw is a better show, is that they moved everybody that is in title contention, or they wanted to put in title contention, to Raw because, of course, you can't say Roman's name. You can't challenge Roman because Roman ain't there. So you got to move all of the main eventers that are worth a title run to Raw. And so I feel like, I don't know. I just think that you still, if you're looking for a babyface to stand at the top of that mountain, like let's just say Drew comes back and he turned heel and he wants a challenger. It makes more sense for him to challenge Rollins than anybody.
Fair. Which pretty much posed my question before I gave my answer. Say Shinsuke does win. What does his competition look like for Q4?
And that's the other thing.
It's a quick reign. I don't think it's a matter of competition. I just think it's a matter of what the next pay-per-view match is. Because he's not a guy.
But then who would take it from him then?
Could be a cash in. I don't know. Could be a cash in. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go
quick Damian run then.
It's pretty terrible.
I'm interested with. I wouldn't be mad at some a little shake up here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This close to WrestleMania. Well, I mean, not that WrestleMania is like in 2 months, but we're getting closer to the road to WrestleMania, and so you kind of start thinking, what is the big match? And if you're telling me the big match is possibly Damian as world champion, I don't believe that. I just don't.
Talking me out of my pick.
I'm going Shinsuke. Seth's back has been killing him. Pause. You know what I'm saying, for the longest time now. So he's got to get that situated because it's like if he beats Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match with a bad back, it's like, son, anyone can beat you now at this point, my dude. You are just worn out. Shinsuke has just knocked you into oblivion.
But for nothing, but that means he's food for Gunther at that point.
Yeah.
But wait. As of his last record, the last time he held the title, he lost in a Falls Count Anywhere match to The Fiend. So his record in these type of pay-per-view defenses ain't really that high either. So, like, I think this is his chance to lose the belt without having to get pinned, like you said. Shinsuke can win, and
they'll run it back. They'll do a third.
And I take that back. I take my pick back. I totally take my pick back. I totally take it back. I walk everything I just said back. I just watched Raw. I watched Raw in my head, and I saw that it went. Yeah, Seth's gonna win.
Oh,
Seth.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
The other part about it is, you just said that he beat Nakamura with a bad back. We watched this man beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam with injured ribs.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a minute ago. Holy shit.
One of my favorite SummerSlam matches. Like, I don't
right.
think that's far-fetched.
My my
Seth
lo-
wins.
my logic would be like this is a last man standing match. He doesn't get pinned, but there's some kind of way that we work a main event or another, the part 3 for Survivor Series, and he'll get his title back at that point. Like they
know
can
what?
hot potato that over the course of a month and some change, and still end up in the same place that they're gonna have with Gunther being the guy to finally like cleanly beat him.
You
So
know
I'm
what?
gonna stick with my pick.
I'm with you, AO. I changed my pick again. I'm going with Shinsuke. Just because
Are we sure? You good?
I'm positive. I'm going with Shinsuke because when you look at the 5 to 6 pay-per-view matches that we have, there are really no title changes that could really pop the crowd. Like nothing's really going to pop the crowd besides LA Knight and Cena winning, potentially. So you figure that oh shit moment is either going to come with the tag titles or it's going to come with, you know what I'm saying, the world title. And I think that oh shit moment is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura beating Seth Rollins. You got to send the people home a little angry. So let's make it happen. Shinsuke Nakamura. My 5
You
points.
have it.
I got my question.
5-point question.
Yeah, 5-point question.
All right, we got 2 of them. We know, we do. You know what I mean? 10-point joint. First question: do we have a Jade Cargill appearance?
Yeah, she'll be in the crowd. I don't think she gets active, but it would be pretty smart just to have her in the crowd or maybe in the skybox or some sort. Just make it look like a big deal. But we'll see her.
All right, Ayo gets the Jade appearance. Ron.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same thing. If not in the crowd, then I'll say maybe an interview backstage or something if they do that. But there will be an appearance.
Bill.
I think we do. I think that
Yeah.
because I think that Jay and Cody are going to lose. I think that Rhea is going to get in the ring, and because
Yo, I
Cody is
felt
not going to
that.
hit a woman,
Felt
that's
that.
when you're going to hear Storm is coming, and she's going to come
Solid.
down and come to Cody's
I
defense.
felt that because it's like it's a pay-per-view without Rhea Ripley. Hold on a second. There's got to be something here.
Yeah, she's going to interfere. She's either going to interfere in this match, or she's going to help to
Have a
beat those 2
impromptu
guys
match.
down afterwards. Yep.
I'm gonna go with, you know what I'm saying, Jade Cargill appearance. Phil laid it out perfectly. In a perfect world, I would see it like that, but in a realistic kind of world, I could see it like how AO said, with just the fucking Jade Cargill in the crowd.
She's here.
And she's here.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Yeah, I think they want that pop for the first time she shows up, of having music and having her walk down the ramp. I don't think, like, if she was coming to NXT, then I could see her being in the crowd.
I feel you.
But on the main roster, I think they want
Makes
that
sense.
pop of her doing an entrance.
Yeah, they're gonna need it for a big grade pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Memory, a moment. This is
that's
the moment I'm talking about. Like Shinsuke
Yeah.
winning, like Jade appearing, like this is gonna have us talking about like, yo, Fastlane? It was actually kind
Better
of
than I
fire.
thought. Right.
That's how we always talk about WWE pay-per-views. Like we always are just like, shit's actually kind of fire. Like, damn, this shit was good. Should be better than Raw and SmackDown. I ain't gonna hold you. Do it. Last 5-pointer. What's the main event?
Let's look
I'm
at
lying.
this card one more time.
I'm lying. Because they announced the main event already. It's the tag team match between LA Knight and Cena.
Is it?
I believe that's the main event.
Man, they just
I believe
not
Boy,
not
Seth.
ducking those allegations that belt is a consolation
Secondary,
prize.
man.
You know what I'm saying? So what is the opening match of the pay-per-view? This is always our deciding 5-point question. What is the opening of the pay-per-view?
Opening match. All right, let's run the card down one more time so the matches are fresh. We have the last man standing match, World Championship, Seth Rollins against Nakamura. Tag match, Cena, LA Knight versus the Bloodline, Uso and Solo Sikoa. Triple threat, EO versus Asuka versus Charlotte. 6-man tag, LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Tag match, tag titles, Judgment Day versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. What's the opening match of the pay-per-view?
This is the deciding question right here. This is going to decide who wins the fucking predictions title. I'll tell you that much.
If what you said is true and that tag match is the main event, I'm going with Rollins Nakamura as the opener. No, it's last man standing. I'm bugging. I'm going to go
You know what? Bar what I said, if you want to put that as the you know what I'm saying, if you think that match could open, go for it.
the last man standing, like, because it's a last man standing match, that's not going to be an opener. I'm going to go with the
Cena
6-man
tag.
tag.
If you want to put the Cena tag as the opener, you can too. Like, you don't have to take my word for it, but if you want to, you can.
But you just said it's confirmed main event, no?
It was
Is it?
advertised as such.
Man, I'm looking at this card right now, trying to think.
If that's not the main event,
That's wild. It's not, but
I'm going tag match, undisputed. I'm going the Judgment Day versus Cody and Jey Uso.
for the
Sliding
for the for the opening match.
for the opener. Yep.
Opener. All right, so let me just write that down. Then I'm gonna do the same thing because kind of looking at this way, they open up and then gives a chance for Damon Priest to actually do a run in to try to cash in. So that's how I kind of look at it.
Phil, what you got?
It's tough because the tag match makes the most sense because I can definitely tell that Cena is trying to get that first match out and he's trying to roll out.
Go the fuck home.
That's fun.
I could see that being the opening match. And I could also see them trying to get the Jay pop out if they're going to do that and getting that out straight away. But I could also see the 6-man match starting because it's kind of inconsequential and it'll probably be like a fun enough match, but it's not gonna light the world on fire.
Decision.
I'm gonna go with the 6-man. I think the 6-man is gonna start, but that's because I don't know what the main event actually is. If the main event is this tag match,
6-man tag. Okay.
that makes sense. So I'm gonna go with 6-man.
Okay.
If this was 2000, I would totally say a Lucha fucking 6-man would start this pay-per-view. But I'm not going to go that route. I can't do it. I just don't think. I think that is our bathroom break match.
Really?
I think that is the bathroom break match. I think that is the match before the main event that everyone's going to get their popcorn and their shit and then just be like, all right, Rey Mysterio, and then come back just in time for the heel turn. But I feel like the real opener, and Ayo got it, he said it, but I also saw Phil's sentiment when it came to LA Knight popping out the crowd immediately between just to start the pay-per-view like, oh shit, it's lit, like LA Knight to get the shit rocking. I can see that. But I also think that the tag team titles really could get it going, get the fuck out the way. Truly. Get them tag titles out the way. I think this is where it's actually going to be where we're all in unison probably, and the world title could be the deciding factor. The points always break it down. We'll see how this goes.
So Rose and Jey Uso versus a Judgment Day for you.
Yeah, tag titles for me, man. Just makes sense.
All right, I got you.
All right, it has been said, so shall it be done. We'll see what happens this weekend. We got the pay-per-view coming up. Before we get out of here, let's thank Phil one more time for chilling with us. Ringside Club Business.
Salute, Phil.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being here, man.
Appreciate you guys for having me.
Of course. Make sure y'all check out Grapsody. That's every Saturday on the Fightful Network. Catch it on YouTube, noontime. That's my gym workout shit, man. I mean, so peace to Phil, peace to Righteous Reg. Before we get out of here, we got a survey question to go around. Little outro survey.
Before we get out of here, a Saturday pod, like how do y'all like maintain the Saturday pod real quick? Like Saturday, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not that tough because it's the first thing in the morning for us. Like it's 11 my time, it's 9 Reg's time, so yeah, it's first thing in the morning. So it's not...
we the nighttime pod, so it's like I like having to talk with the morning pod. You know what I'm saying? Like how y'all like the morning schedule? You know what I'm saying when it comes to that? Because we the night guys, we catch a lot of the day news and what's going on. Y'all catch like the night before type shit to start the day. So you know what I'm saying I like the dynamic.
Yeah, I think it's at a perfect time because you get it at the end of the week, and so it's after all of the news of the week, and then you can preview whatever pay-per-view might be that night or Sunday. So I think Saturday is kind of like the perfect.
Saturday was cool. That's why I was curious about that. I was like, why do you just go right to Saturday? So hey, get to that exit survey, Ken.
All right, yes, and little question before we get out of here. Who loses their title first, Gunther or MJF?
I'm gonna say Gunther.
Chad, what you got?
Gunther.
I too am gonna go with Gunther. Ron. You're on mute, kid.
He was having a Shelton Benjamin moment just going on in his head.
Pardon me, man. Nah, man. Keep muting because these damn planes are flying over, man. Actually gonna go with MJF.
MJF.
Yep.
All right. This has been the Ringside Club. For Phil, for Chad, for Ron, I'm AO. We out of here, you heard?
Cheers.